Higher food and fuel costs were the key drivers in the latest PPI number, but these factors are deemed volatile. If stripped out of the equation, underlying inflation is said to still remain subdued.
But if we can exclude this, then PPI inflation was only 5.5%, and that was exactly unchanged from the previous month. So firstly, quite steady, and secondly, of course, within the Reserve Bank's target range. So we are monitoring these basic prices, but at least underlying inflation is still under control.
So to what extent can we see cost increases at the factory gate translating to the end consumer?
We're definitely already seeing some of this impacting on the consumer inflation basket. In other words, we do have that direct impact of higher food and fuel prices. And then we are seeing some pressure on goods inflation in general. But again, I think it's very important in the CPI basket that services inflation is still about 3%, and it has hardly moved from its recent trough. And that is a reflection of how weak domestic demand is. In other words, that is the part that keeps our inflation quite low, despite these shocks that we've seen.
While inflation pressures remain a concern, especially in light of a weaker currency, Standard Bank is of the view that the Reserve Bank will only gradually raise interest rates following its first 25 basis point hike after its last monetary policy meeting last week. Nompumelelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.